Today we are extremely privileged to be working in collaboration with the music department with our host, Jarabe, am I saying that right?
Jarabe Mexicano.
Ooh, say it again, one more time.
Jarabe Mexicano.
This is amazing. They are funded in part by an Art Midwest grant, and we are just honored to be able to sit up under their giftedness. And so I will not delay anymore. Welcome. We are blessed. We invite the Spirit of the Divine to show up and show up. It's all yours. Thank you.
Right.
Thank you so much. Yes, we're just getting the bass going here. Can you try it? All right. Well, we're Jarabe Mexicano. We call ourselves a Bordeño soul group, which we play music that we grew up listening to on the border. Just real quick, Gustavo and Kevin are both from San Diego and Tijuana. Myself, Danny, and Eduardo, we're from Nogales, Arizona. And Steve Smith is from Tucson, Arizona. And we all grew up with that border kind of culture, speaking Spanglish, listening to both English and Spanish music. We clean our houses with both Pine Sol and Fabuloso. Yeah, for sure. Tacos and hamburgers on the same plate. But we go out to different communities and talk about growing up in that culture, and we also play songs. Again, the music that we play really goes back to our childhood. Yes, even for Eduardo, because we actually do go down to the 50s. But yeah, that's really what we do. We have the two instruments that represent the Mexican folkloric influence for us. It's the guitarrón, which is the bass instrument, and the vihuela, which is the rhythm guitar of mariachi music. I play a setup here that if some of you might listen to, what's that style? No, I was gonna compare it to the Stray Cats. Anyways, rockabilly, yeah, they use a setup like this, but for me, I use it because in the northern states of Mexico, the norteño music, in the cities, they tend to be, the norteño groups tend to be like portable bands, and so they usually just play with a snare drum and a cymbal. But because we play all these different varieties of music, I kind of expanded on that, added a bass drum, a hi-hat, and a cymbal to be able to play all the different stuff we play. But yeah, let's start off. This is probably the most famous song, the two most famous songs. We start off with a song called Cielito Lindo, and we blend it in with La Bikina. And I'll talk a little bit about those. But yeah, let's start off.
Sierra Morena, cielito lindo, vienen bajando un par de ojitos negros, cielito lindo de contrabando. Ah, ya. Gracias.
That's the earliest we've ever played that song. Because for us, it's, what is it, like, it's like 9 in the morning, right, in Arizona?
9 in the morning for us.
For Tavo, that's like still yesterday, if you know what I mean. But yeah, that was Cielito Lindo and La Viquina. And the La Viquina is actually a song that was inspired by the music of Venezuela, the genre of joropo. But it's crazy to think that La Viquina became part of the mariachi songbook, even though it's not a style from Mexico. But yeah, again, this is what we do. We like to kind of form bridges. If you like La Viquina and you kind of like its style, you might want to look into the music of Venezuela, and you'll see where it's coming from. What we're going to do next is we're going to do a song that's in Spanglish. And I grew up speaking Spanglish. I think all of us did. You guys know who Freddie Fender is? Yeah. Well, Eduardo used to have hair just like Freddie Fender long time ago, but we choose to play his music to represent the state of Texas. Obviously, there's going to be some country influence there, but for us, really, what hits home is the Spanglish. Then there's some songs that are Spanglish, but this one in particular, for at least. For my money, it's right on with the way they say beso, and I mean it's awesome. This song is called "Hey Baby, ¿Qué pasó?" It's about a guy who shows up to a party he was invited to, and his lady's already dancing with somebody else. Featuring Eduardo Valencia. So Spanglish, and you also hear a word in that song. It says vato, and for us, vato was it's like calling somebody a dude. And even though there's been kind of research as to like where did that word come from, and nobody seems to kind of have like a good explanation. But I remember reading one that the natives used to have a word vato, which signified, or it was like a form of currency, like it was worth something, like so I don't know if that's how it happened, but the word vato is almost like calling someone like, hey, you're like my friend, you're worth something, right? Like so, referring to a person like you're valuable to me. But in the Chicano culture, unfortunately, it started to leak into like a gang member or something like that. But I always like to say that the Chicano culture, if you research it, unfortunately, there is that leakage into the whole gang stuff. But the Chicano culture has its own thing without being associated to gangs. However, it's with Hollywood and everything, it gets leaked into it quite a bit.
Reappropriating.
Yeah, but yeah. So that was again, "Hey Baby Que Pasó," made famous by Freddie Fender, and now we're gonna have Kevin Lomas sing a song, and the song is called "Bésame Morenita," and it translates to "Kiss Me, My Dark-Skinned Lady," and it's a Huasteca, right? Yes. But we're struggling. I'm telling you, we got here like at 1:50 a.m. and we're getting it going. All right, "Bésame Morenita" featuring Kevin Lomas. It's actually a joropo, a Mexican joropo. Yeah, so that was Kevin Lomas. He woke up extra early this morning to go pick up our rental because they didn't have rentals for us last night. We walked from the airport all the way over here. Just joking, that didn't happen. So then again, we're representing the Mexican folkloric music there. Now we're gonna go and talk about another artist that we like to highlight. Anybody ever heard of Richie Valens? Ricardo Valenzuela? Yeah. 1950s. The reason he's important to us is because he was definitely someone who opened doors for artists like us, and later someone like Los Lobos, or all that movement, because he broke into the mainstream music at the time as a Mexican American. And if you've ever seen a picture of him, he was only 16 years old. Can you believe that? He's like the oldest 16-year-old kid I've ever seen. Seriously. But also he had the kind of like the values that we grew up with. The guy gave up. He chose his career and had to abandon his band. I mean, it was kind of common back then with the record industry, because obviously they were just interested in the singers, right? But he did that, you know, and then it's said in the movie that they did about him, and it's true. He did it for his family, and he did buy his mom a house. I mean, it's sort of something that's embedded in our culture. Like, we eventually have to give it back and try to bring up our family, and at least leave this world better than we came, you know. But anyways, this is a medley that we do. Not a medley, yeah, it's a medley, because we connect them, yeah. Of O'Donna and We Belong Together, two of his biggest hits, and it will be on our next record. So this is O'Donna and We Belong Together.
Oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna, oh, Donna.
Ralph, I think that's the 20 minutes, right? Yeah. Do you want us to play another? What would you like us to do?
I mean,
Questions?
yes.
How do you do this week after week, singing
we're gonna do one more song for y'all. Yes.
Yeah, so we are going to do probably the most popular dance rhythm in the world. This is a style called cumbia, which comes to us from the country of Colombia. This particular song, though, comes from us from Peru. It's called Cumbia del Sol. And it's such a popular song in our culture, and as musicians we say, if you know this song, you know 4 songs, because you could play it 4 times in one night, nobody cares. Nobody cares at all. And cumbia also is probably the most perfect cakewalk music there is in the world. So this is Cumbia del Sol, and I guess this will be our final song. Please, anything Rafael said, yes, come and join us. We are honestly, I was thinking when is the show? It's on the April 2nd. That's all I know.
Yeah,
but it's a Saturday. We lost track of days already. We're just like, oh yeah. So anyways, thank you for being here. This is awesome being here. We're glad to be freezing, because we're not gonna be freezing when we get back home. Once again, that's Kevin Lomas on the vihuela. Product of the University of Arizona, Go Wildcats, Mr. Steve Smith. Product of Arizona State Sun Devils, Eduardo Valencia. And I'm just a product of Nogales High School. I didn't go to college, but I had a 3.4 GPA.
That's right.
That's right. Gustavo, product of San Diego State, Gustavo Alcocer Jr. I was just telling him, let's get it right this time, because last time we played it, we totally butchered it. He doesn't even read music, it's like backwards. Gracias, gracias.
So now listen to your pastor. If you're wondering, how is this church? There are 3 virtues that start us off in the fruit of the Spirit. That's joy, love, and peace. And we've just sat up under the virtue of joy. So take this spirit of joy across this campus and tell everybody about all the opportunities that are provided this weekend to sit up under this joy and to just change the spirit of this campus. Amen?
Amen.
Amen.